Cardano people really care about decentralization, and I did a poll on Twitter. We'll look at it in a second. But are they focused too much on decentralization and not what really matters, like users and generating fees and building businesses on chain? Are they really the most decentralized proof of stake network? I mean, the poll results, I mean, they won the poll like 92-8 thanks to their botting attack here. But we're going to look at decentralization, Solana, ETH, Cardano, and talk about what makes something decentralized, what doesn't, and maybe where I think Cardano people get it wrong, why they're overly defensive and instead should go on the offensive by actually putting usable, fun, and profitable apps on the chain. All right, so here it was. Got a lot more action than I thought it would get, but obviously Cardano community botted the hell out of the poll. Congratulations, you've got more Twitter bots than you have blockchain users, but I don't necessarily disagree with the results. I think that Cardano maybe is the most decentralized out of these four, maybe, but to what end? Who cares? You're decentralizing what exactly? I think the main reason why I put out the poll was because I think decentralization is kind of a joke. I don't think proof of stake networks and all of these here, they have foundations associated with them. They all highly depend on those foundations. There's your single point of failure right there. But let's go one by one. Let's look at this. And again, I'll give Cardano community some tips on how to actually go on the offensive when they think there's some coordinated attack, coordinated FUD happening. Number one on the list is Solana. I did not expect Solana to win my poll. I don't think a lot of Solana people follow me anyway. I don't do a whole lot on Solana other than hold the Sol token. I don't participate in the meme coin garbage. But Solana, to me, is not decentralized at all. But I think that's okay. I think Solana is great at shipping products. I think their foundation is probably the most value add compared to the other three. Here, they're shipping physical devices. They've rolled out these token standards, these token extensions, which I think are super overlooked. I think we're going to see a lot about them as there's more and more adoption of Solana's chain. Obviously, they generate tons of fees, so who cares if they're decentralized or not? They're operating like a profitable business. That's important. Then we've got ETH. Man, I think ETH probably was more decentralized when it was a proof of work chain. I think the liquid staking really hurts the case here, but ETH is still the king of DeFi blockchains, the king of altcoins. I hold it in my portfolio still. I'm still bullish on ETH. I still think they're going to do well, and I don't think whether or not they're decentralized is going to play a whole lot into their success or fails in this cycle. Now let's get to Cardano. The ADA token, which I've held since 2017, I just recently sold all of it, and I'm pretty happy I did. I sold it at $1.13. I don't think it's going to go back there very easily, but look at 92% of the bots think that Cardano is the most decentralized. Great. Cardano has very good token distribution, which I think is really important for decentralization. But the reason why they think they're decentralized is because they have all of the thousands and thousands of stake pool operators or validators. I don't think having a zillion validators really makes you decentralized beyond a certain point. Most Cosmos chains have like 150 to 200 validators. That is plenty. I don't think decentralization is more than a buzzword. Cardano people take it very seriously, and let's look at some of the replies on this thread. Actually, made them feel like they were like victims here of the poll, even though they won the poll. I don't get it. But here we go. A stake pool operator with thousands of active stake pools ensures this is a chat GTP reply probably, and people are correctly comparing mining pools with stake pools. Good for you. Bitcoin wasn't part of the poll. Cardano, and it's not even close. Nice poll. Yeah, nice data points there, buddy. Algorand is the answer. I'll tell you right now, Algorand is not the answer at all. Somebody talking about Nakamoto Coefficient, right? That is a data point that you could use to point to decentralization. I purposely left Polkadot off the list just to see if any Polkadot people would notice. Only one person did. Polkadot people don't follow me. Yeah, Nakamoto Coefficient, I think, needs to go hand in hand with the number of validators, number of stake pool operators in Cardano's case, simply because of governance. You don't want to have 1,000 stake pools, but then have like 9 entities control governance anyway, right? That's kind of what happens in Cosmos, by the way. You have 150 validators, but like the top 8, it's so top heavy with voting power. Nakamoto coefficients are quite low. In Cosmos, each individual chain is centralized, whereas I think the ecosystem itself of 80, 100 blockchains is the most decentralized and most disorganized ecosystem in crypto. This is what I wanted to get to. It says, here you go, sir. Look at the University of Edinburgh Decentralization Index. So people on this thread, they pointed me to this paper, this research paper about decentralization, and there is some side-by-side comparisons of different chains using different metrics, yada, yada, yada. This is great. But as I point out, this study is funded by IOHK. Like, that's a huge conflict of interest when your founding organization, which is a point of centralization on your chain, is funding research that says that you're not centralized, you're decentralized, and then people are sharing it on X as if it's the word of God. Whether it's true or not, that paper, you need outside third-party entities to then go in and do the same study and see if they come up with the same results. You need verification. You can't just put out a paper and say, here it is, share it on Twitter. That's called propaganda. So Cardano people, I think, drop the ball when it comes to apps. They care more about things that really don't matter unless you do have this vibrant, bustling on-chain economy. They lack users. The network doesn't generate enough fees. I think that's why you're seeing these founding organizations fight each other over the treasury and the inflation. That's going to be their source of revenue, if you want to even call it that. It's not revenue, it's just inflation, and it's going to tank the price when these people sell, right? Cardano people need to focus on apps, how to get the best apps on their chain, right? I think that they missed opportunities to put stablecoins as a focus for the chain. Instead, they're focused on these academic papers, which I guarantee you nobody cares about, and decentralization, which again, to a degree, yeah, all these networks are somewhat decentralized. You could split hairs and put Polkadot next to Cardano and then put Solana next to ETH and compare them. But at a certain point, who cares? People are not using blockchain because it's decentralized. They're using blockchain because they can make money with the tokens. And that's just the raw facts. Put some apps on the chain and then let decentralization happen organically over time.